Well, hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Echo Art with Carmella-T. If you're new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And if you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I just love that you're sharing your ideas with me and sharing the fact that you're actually inspired by me to start doing visible stitching or crocheting. So before we begin this particular video, this video is going to be a fun video. We're sharing, I'm sharing a thrift shop run with you. 3 thrift shops I went to. It doesn't mean I got a lot, but I will share with you what I did get. But before we begin, there was a question a viewer had on crocheting. So for the crocheter, crocheting a hat, or it could be really any piece. The question was, if you began your row or whatever you're doing with your crochet loosely, so let's say it's too loose up here, or it's too loose, which you know, maybe you made your hat from a panel, whatever. If you have a loose piece like that, you can take the tail and pull it and just tighten it, and then take that tail and weave it into your rows. Okay, that's one way to do it. Just make sure you've tied a nice little knot and it's all secure. Another way to do it, if you don't have any tail to pull, or for some reason it's not working, if the beginning chain is really loose to the point where it has any length to it, you can take that and give it a stitch. In other words, you can just take another piece of yarn, tie a couple little knots, or just give it a stitch over the next stitch. You could do that, and or weave it in, and just make sure you do have a knot so it's somewhat secure. I will make a video in the near future demonstrating that. So right now I have a bunch of projects going on, so I have a lot of my work in bins, and we need to get more organic and or recycled yarns, and we will be doing more crochet projects. So with that, on this channel, as you know, we create artistic pieces with scrap fabrics, or with organic fabric, or organic materials. And in that category, in those under recycling, there's many categories, right? You could recycle clothing, you could recycle shoes, you could recycle wooden pieces, whatever it is. I've added to my category jewelry. As you know, I love the old. These are so beautiful. This one I think I put in backwards, or it keeps twisting. But these are the green. Remember the green earrings I got for $2. So this one I think got a little twisted, but that's okay. It's $2 for earrings, and they pop. So used jewelry, so it doesn't always mean it's vintage, right? And you can learn a lot about used jewelry or vintage jewelry by listening to the experts out there on YouTube, getting books, doing a little research, talking to jewelers when you go out there, asking those questions that are super important to you and that you may not understand something specific about your piece. So with that, I am learning a little bit. And one of the things I'm learning is, if you're going to resell the jewelry, or if you're not going to resell it, clean it, wash it. This is something I already do, but I do it with a mild soap and water typically, but there are other things out there that you can use to wash your jewelry. So I'm going to be learning more about that, and I'll share all that with you. And there's also these little metal detectors, metal or gem detectors, that you can tell if a particular piece, for example, I'll show you this in a little bit. For example, if this is a glass piece, or if it's a turquoise or, you know, gemstone, like that. So with that, over the week here, I was on the road, and I stopped at a thrift shop called Forget-Me-Nots. It is in Johnson, Vermont, and I'm just going to give you a little review. It's adorable, and it's chock full of clothing. So it looks primarily used clothing, but it also looks like, you know, maybe if a store was closing, they donated maybe 5 of the same piece, something like that. So so it has some really beautiful and different styles, like all through the store. So they also had some jewelry, and the lady said she was running low, but it looked like a lot. It did look like a lot. And I was very happy to find this just lovely little piece, and I'm going to show it to you here. This is kind of stuck up here. I don't want to pull it right now until I know why, but oh, I see it. Yeah, so these earrings, if you take a good look at them, so look, they were only $2, okay, and no, they don't have a name or label, but they do have the little gem beads and the faux, little mini faux pearls. So I got these thinking, like, if I teach a class, so I've got 3 potential classes lined up, and I'll talk to you about them if and when they occur. They've got to get people signed up, right? So anyway, yeah, if you're interested in Boro Sashiko, you want to learn how to do stitching with scrap fabrics, you want to learn how to make different things, the River Arts in Morrisville, Vermont will be posting on their website my classes. So come on over, because I make the classes fun. We're not talking that these stitches, because the Sashiko stitches are not based on being perfect. If you want to learn that, there are courses for that. That's what it evolved into. The way I do it is free form, and it's based on mending from the heart. And that's based on the running stitch and the methods that were used in the 1400s in Japan. So we have a lot of fun with it, and you learn the concept and you learn how to create. So but these are just adorable. So those are lovely. And so this morning, so when you go to the thrift shop, if you're going to be buying to resell, now look, I used to buy clothing, not a lot. I wasn't like the other resellers and filling my cart or 2 carts. I would maybe have an armful, and then I would go home, put them on Macari. Some of you may remember that. But some of these places you go in, and yes, you do have to have cash. So you want to check that out, especially if you're going to drive a distance. The store I went into yesterday, the Forget-Me-Nots, they're well established, larger thrift shops. So, but it was $2, so I did pay cash with those. But the one I went to this morning, the first one I went to this morning, I got these for $2. So these, I'm gonna hold those up. You see how pretty the blue stone is. Now that could be just a rhinestone. It could be a little rhinestone set in silver. So I am learning to look at the prongs and how they're set. So these could be, these are not blue diamonds. However, they could be a little sapphire for sure. Now the bead on the bottom, somebody added those, I really do think, but those are plastic beads. They're plastic. So whether they were an original part of this design, I don't think so, but they are lovely. These are lovely. So I got those for me. And now this, so then I went to another thrift shop. So I'm going to share with you before we get into more jewelry, or used jewelry, or costume jewelry, or vintage, however you want to say. I got some clothes at this next thrift shop. And that thrift shop, they do take a card. So it does, you have a, and it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And wait, I got my receipt here. So it's, yeah, it's the Resource store. Oh, and my other little store that I go to here in Vermont, where I got these for only $2. I hate to tell people about it because it's such an adorable, beautiful little store. But it's called Heavenly Scents. Now, it is not open every day. So some of these, you got to check them. You got to check your thrift shop and find out the hours and the days. So anyway, now this one, so look, before I get into that jewelry, this, look at the tag on here. So this is called Roya.l, what's it called? Robbins. I've never heard of this, I'm going to be honest. So this is 100% cotton. You can see here. I'll just hold it up so you can see. 100% cotton, you see it right over there. And many times with the tags inside like that, right in this area actually, being that large, is a tell. It tells you it is an older piece. Whether it's vintage or not, I don't know. I did buy it for myself, but I'm going to tell you, I looked up the brand because I never heard of this brand before, and this is probably the reason. Their tank tops are 50, 60, 75, 90. They're expensive. New. So this is why I appreciate a thrift shop taking the time to, you know, take in, sort, sell a gently worn, high quality, nice, beautiful piece of clothing, and at a price we can afford. This is not brand new off the rack. This is not a $60, $75 piece. It's just not. It is what it is. This was a couple of dollars. It's kind of faded. It's got life left in it. But if I wanted to, let's say I'm buying it to resell it, I want to make sure I'm adding my time. You know, in fact, I'm picking it out, right? Your time. How much do you want to get an hour, this and that? And your gas, you know, all of that. And then mark it up on whatever platform you're putting it on, right? And you'll probably get something, because I'll tell you, anyone who knows this, now that I know this brand, I'll be looking for it. And if I'm lucky enough to get a brand that where this is typically $60, and it is a nice quality. What makes the quality cotton from one store? It's saying 100% cotton, but it's not good quality, and different from this that's still saying 100% cotton. What makes the quality? Layers, thickness, substantial amount of the cotton. That's what's making the difference. I could buy a blouse that, you know, I could put a sewing needle through and it rips it because it's just such thin layer of cotton. That's the difference. Okay, so I got these pants, and these pants are, I looked at this tag a number of times. So I did, some of you may see, I did the video over on a TikTok, but the reason I'm doing it over here again, but different video, is because, yes, I did kind of do the research while I was on TikTok. So instead of downloading that to YouTube, I just wanted to talk to you about like what I learned. It just make it a little easier for you. So these are called Northern, and you can hardly see the tag. And I've looked at this a few times now, and looked it up, and really, I am not familiar with this. It's not North Face, it's Northern. But the tag, if you look at the tag, it says made in Canada, and it's 100% cotton. I have never gotten a piece of clothing made in Canada. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe some of you have, but I haven't. So these are capris, and they have the nice little tie there. And I like nice loose fitting. These will come way down almost to my ankles because they are a size up from my regular size. But that's how I roll. I like to wear large. I like the loose fitting, relaxed fit. I just love it. And these have pockets. So these were $1.99 or so. But these are lovely. So 100% cotton. So I got those. Now, this thrift shop where I got those clothes, I went, and they have actually, they do have a lot of jewelry, a lot of costume jewelry there. So I was looking, and first I was looking specifically for something to buy and resell. And I found this. I just love this so much. I'm keeping this. Look. Now the thing about this bracelet, and I got to find out about this, it is on a stretch string, okay? I really am not crazy about that. You've got to be very careful with those, because you put them on, if you stretch it, pull it too quickly, it could snap. So you got to be careful. But look at the glass beads on there. Now, granted, I don't know a heck of a lot yet about the gems and whatnot. I believe these are all glass beads. I do not believe there's any gems on here. However, I'm not sure what this is. This is lovely, though. But I'm going to keep this for me. I want to keep it for me and wear it. I want to wear this a while. I don't believe I even want to sell this. I just, not for a while. I just love it. So this was like, these were all these pieces I'm showing you, like $2.99 maybe. All of these were. So then the second piece I found, and I do know the necklace here, it doesn't have a label, but this necklace here, this is either gold, wait a minute, let me look at that, or silver. So I guess it is gold. Yeah, I'm seeing it gold. So it's probably some kind of carat gold. But look at the pendant on it. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's just a little couple of rows of rhinestones, and I don't know. That's probably just a crystal bead or piece. It's just beautiful. So you know, I am learning that the design and the condition really makes a difference in how much you can charge for reselling. And yes, if it has a name written on it and whatnot. Now, saying whatnot, I've learned that the app Whatnot is a good place to sell live, to sell auctions. So in time, I'm getting together lots of the costume jewelries, and I'll probably go, I think I'll go on Whatnot. I don't know. I'm getting it together, and I will let you know. But I want to get a little platform to resell, because these make me happy. I mean, it just, the energy from the design and just maybe something's a little different, it just makes you happy. I should turn this around. I got this on backwards here, but we'll do that after. Now, this is I didn't see any name, and I really didn't care because I just fell in love with the design. I don't know if you can see this, but these are owls. And like I said on TikTok, in my family in the early 1900s, my grandfather was president of the order, what they call the Order of the Owls. So they had them up here in Vermont, and a couple of my family members would come up here a lot. So look, so these are owls. Like if you're a collector of owls, I'm not really a collector, but I might become one. But I'm totally going to be wearing this pin. I can tell you that right now. So this I'll be keeping, along with these little earrings. And believe me, I have enough to be reselling. Now, the last thing I got, and I think this was $3.99, is this beautiful blue, mostly glass bead, very long glass beaded necklace. So now, if you look at these, right, they look like those little gemstones. So these might be little gemstones. This, I can tell you, the one thing I can tell you, I know this is plastic, but it's a nice plastic decor. It's just a deco. This is kind of a deco necklace. And then this here is definitely, I don't think it's coral, but the thing of it is, the shape of it is, from what I've seen on YouTube, looks like coral. So I'm going to have to get one of those little machines that tells me what's what. But look how beautiful that is. I mean, that's lovely. So anyway, that is basically this. Out of everything I got today, this is one of my favorite pieces. The bracelet is the owls, and these adorable, beautiful little earrings. So with that, I hope that it encourages you and inspires you to go to thrift shop, maybe get an outfit. I'm going to tell you, this, when I think of this blouse, and who knows how much the pants cost because they were made in Canada, I don't know, but you can surmise that you could spend easily a couple of $100s on an outfit, maybe for the summer, you know, I get all of my seasonal outfits at the thrift shops, period. There's no way I'm spending more than $50 per season on multiple outfits. It's just not. And a lot of these blouses, this blouse I've had for several years now, and I got it at a thrift shop. This is totally vintage, this blouse, and it's very comfortable. It's 100% cotton. So anyway, with that, if you know, you get to the thrift shops, get your seasonal outfits or your accessories, you know, something special to wear, you know, on your wrist, make you feel good, just have a happy day, go out and get a coffee, spend $2.99 on a bracelet for yourself, dress up a little bit, put different earrings on, you know, it's totally worth it, and you totally deserve to spiffy up a little bit and not have to worry about all the money being spent, or a bunch of money being spent. So with that, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next one, and we will continue our art this week. And oh yes, if you have any questions on the crocheting or anything like that, let me know. I am going to do a short demo showing you, if you begin loosely, how you can salvage that piece. We'll go over that. So anyway, with the demo. So anyway, you have an absolutely beautiful day and a wonderful weekend. love and light.